So now you have to look and ask yourself, what is these brothers doing? These brothers been doing this way back in Yemen, from Sheikh Al-Kashmir interview. They have been testing him way back from Yemen. They've been doing this. So you have to ask yourself, what is the agenda with these brothers? I'm going to give it to you raw and straight before we close this video out. Some of you not going to like what I'm getting ready to say. A lot of you followers of these brothers and y'all affected. Trust me, I used to take from them. And I still have love. And may Allah Jalla wa Ala preserve them upon good. I hate that which have become and what they have done, but I still have love.
And may Allah forgive them for the evil they've done.
Now I'm going to bring this up. There are a group of brothers, and we're going to address this in our next video dealing with the heads. There are a group of brothers who have some sickness in their hearts, and they saw an opportunity to use the scholars in a way that they can gain control of the dawah in the West. What they did is what we call cherry picking. Ask yourself this critical question. Which one of them is a student of Sheikh Rabi'? Number 2, which one of them is a student of Sheikh Ubaid? Number 3, which one of them is a student of Sheikh Muhammad ibn Hadi al-Makali? None of them are students of these particular scholars. So now let's go back. Sheikh Rabi' been refuting people for the longest, alhamdulillah. The scholars have praised him. He's from the major scholar.
No.
These brothers got whiff of that. They understood that. What did they do? They took the opportunity to make a his around the sheikh.
Subhanallah.
We're going to uphold the sheikh. They made a his around the sheikh, and then they call themselves getting close by going to go visit the sheikh.
No.
Every time we're going to go visit the sheikh, this is what we're going to do. And this is how cunning they became. They came to an imam, a brother who took an imam position here in Philadelphia. They came to this man, and they told this man for him to come to this city and not check in with them was like him going to Mecca and not visiting Sheikh Rabi'. This is when Sheikh Rabi' lived in Mecca. Now he lives in Medina. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve the Sheikh health.
Hafidhahullah. Ameen.
They said, you're coming here. Listen, Hamza Durazak, he was present. Abu Hassan Malik was present. And this is recorded. The brother recorded them. They told him, you're coming here to Philadelphia and not checking in with us. It's like going to Mecca and not visiting Sheikh Rabi'.
This is delusion. People.
This is gulag.
This is delusion. Extremism.
That's what it is.
And it's not obligatory that when you go to Mecca to visit Sheikh Rabi'. That's not an obligation upon you. So if that's not an obligation, somebody at that status, how's an obligation to come to Philadelphia and visit people who haven't finished any science? And not even the students of that particular scholar, they saying you should visit when you go to Mecca. They haven't finished one science. Some of them haven't finished the Arabic program.
SubhanAllah.
Some of them haven't finished a book with one scholar, not one book with a scholar.
And it's not to negate all, like we said, it's not to negate the fact that they have good.
This is to show what's going on.
And also to notice that the brothers that they were talking about, that they was making all of this fuss about, like Mufti said, we was all friends before. These brothers they was making about, they all agree on Aqidah. They all agree on Usul. All of them believe in the same principles of Aqidah. None of them ever accused Tahir for going outside the Aqidah of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah.
Nope.
None of them ever accused Muhammad Munir for going outside. Yes, we know that our brother Shadid Muhammad made a statement that it wasn't the best way of saying it, and the scholar told him that. Best wording that he placed, and he made that statement that they didn't disagree in the Usul. And this statement was made. But yet and still, all of them agree on the principles of Aqidah. So now, let's move over. They don't argue about the principles of fiqh.
No.
None of them are arguing with Muhammad Munir about a fiqh position.
No.
Or Sheikh Tahir about a fiqh position. So if it's not about Aqidah, and it's not about fiqh,
then what is it about?
Then what is it about? Because if you want to say it's minhaj, according to what minhaj? All the scholars that you're talking about is saying opposite of you. We just showed you that through all of these videos.
It's just according to a Hadadiyya manhaj in a Hizbiyya
What manhaj?
That's what it's according
to. Exactly. It's called a sickness in the heart, which is hasad. There is jealousy. And brothers and sisters, the Prophet ﷺ said, Kullu ni'mah. And he said, Kullu ni'mah mahsood. He said that every blessing, he didn't separate it. He said every blessing, and from the top blessing is fiqh of Allah's deen. If Allah loves a person, He gives them fiqh of His deen. So the brothers who have fiqh of the deen, that Allah blessed them with some knowledge and some understanding and some implementation and some jewels to be able to reach heights to teach their people, what happened is, that's a ni'mah. And that ni'mah is envy. But now you have to ask yourself, there are two types of envy. There's the negative envy, and then there's the permissible envy. The brothers, what they do is, we want to blind, we put blindfolders on. Any one of us can have envy, negative or positive. Or negative.
Blood brother. That was his blood
I
brother.
have permissible envy for Sheikh Tahir and Muhammad Munir.
Nah.
Even Ali Davis. Even Saeed Abu Sajid.
Nah.
Even the brothers. I have permissible envy. Those who have spent their time and dedication to learning knowledge. Those who have spent their time. I have that permissible envy. But you know what I do? Sheikh Uthaymeen, he mentioned in his book Kitab al-Ilm. He said whenever you feel inside your heart, and one of the remedies for jealousy is that you make dua and ask Allah Jalla wa Ala, oh Allah, bless and increase that person. And give me the same or give me better.
That's it.
It's the dua you make.
You don't want it going from them, you just want it. You want
Exactly.
it. That's it, but you don't want it going from the person.
But these brothers didn't do that.
No.
As Mufti showed you. These brothers want to remain on top. And we ask Allah Jalla wa Ala again. We ask Allah Jalla wa Ala to preserve the brothers upon goodness. But we're going to leave this here. Brothers and sisters, if these brothers do not respond back with clear evidence about any of the people that they're talking about, then we have established evidence that they are liars. It's either one, they are liars, they can't respond back. Two, they are incompetent to respond back, which shows their level, meaning that they shouldn't be talking at all. If they cannot, meaning they shouldn't be qualified enough to speak about these issues, meaning refuting people. Number three, what is the agenda for them not responding back to legitimate questions? What is the deviancy of Ali Davis? We need to know. What is the deviancy of Muhammad Munir? We need to know. What is the deviancy of Sheikh Tahir? We need to know.
Why have you kept to the agreement of Muhammad ibn Hadi? We need to know.
We need to know. What happened to the letter of Sheikh Rabi'? We need to know. Have you given and forsaken the principles that you learned from Sheikh Fali? We need to know.
We need to know.
Have you given up the principles that you learned from Sheikh Fawzi? We need to know. And if these brothers do not present it, brothers and sisters, you have all right to hold courts to believe that these brothers are liars.
And it's not going to blow over. You think you're just going to let it blow over? Because we're not going to stop. It won't blow over. Because every single time we're going to keep reminding you of your trust and your amendments you had on that agreement. Every time we're going to remind you of what you're doing, and we won't stop. We won't stop. And as far as I'm concerned, you people listening tonight, if these brothers, not with slander, not with isolated statements of the Salaf, not with calling people dogs and barking dogs, we're saying clear evidence, brotherly replies with Quran, statements of the Prophet, ﷺ, statements of the companions, bringing evidence about what you're upon, because the truth is with you. Why haven't you defended? If you don't defend it, you're considered to be a liar in Islam.
And who we are servants of Allah. That's the highest thing you can be. We are servants of Allah. We don't have to be big names. We don't have to be top students. We don't have to be endorsed by so-and-so. We are servants of Allah, and we are brothers, and we are Muslims, and we live in this city, and we are tired. We are fathers. We are also brothers. We are also uncles. We are also cousins, and we are also community members. And we are also a part of the community. So yes, we are tired of our brothers hijacking the dawah and causing problems. And you should be tired too. There is no school. Sheikh Falah said this and you act like you want to ignore it. He called us deficient. You don't feel no type of way about that?
You have no wealth in your communities. All your women on welfare. All the women on Section 8. You have no social reform. You have no schools. Nothing. Their leadership has provided nothing except chaos. But you still got fanatics and cult members still want to keep holding these guys up. They have provided nothing for your community except hatred, anger, and chaos.
Brothers and sisters, have mercy for the people that comment negatively. I'm glad that they watching the video. Maybe something might enter their heart. There's going to be some doubt that's going to enter their heart, and they're going to have to go back and question those guys. Hey, These guys are claiming that you didn't do X, Y, and Z. And last but not least, is the last point I want to bring. We learned that the Latatul Usul, the most basic thing for our Aqidah, that one of the things, the first thing we need to learn is that knowledge is based upon evidence. What did he say? Knowledge of Allah, knowledge of His Messenger, knowledge of the Deen of Islam,
There's proofs.
Pan Adillah. He need to Pan Adillah. Who are we talking about? Go back and replay this video. Replay other videos that we have, and you can find out. If you're not from this city, if you're not affected by this, then you don't need to be a part of this. As many of the Sheikh said, this don't apply to you. But for those who are a part of this and those who understand that it's affecting their community, then they are the ones who are listening to this, and they are the ones who we are intending with this speech, inshaAllah ta'ala. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.